go. All right, so today we are going to pick up with the same lesson from yesterday, only we are going to be doing a little bit more advanced, distributing, combining like terms, going through those things. So on this example here, we have to distribute first. Before we can solve, before we can graph, we have to distribute. So to do that, I'm going to take the 9 times the y, and I get 9y. Then I'm going to take 9 times the negative 2, and I get negative 18 is greater than 18. So right there, my first step is done. Yes? Oh, I should probably get the people in the hallway, shouldn't I? All right, now that we have everybody in class, we'll continue. So, moving on. What's my next step, Matt?
Plus 18 on both sides.
Add 18 to both sides. Add 18 here. Add 18 here. 9y is greater than 36. Next step, Macy.
Divide by 9 on both sides.
Divide by 9 on both sides. Very good. Divide by 9. Divide by 9. Y is greater than 4. That's a really bad looking y, but that's okay. Y is greater than 4. Now, am I done?
No.
Unfortunately not. I have to do what?
Graph.
I have to graph it. 4 goes in the middle. Fill in my number line.
You're right.
Open circle, closed circle. D'Lo? Open circle. Very good. Go in which direction, Zach?
Right.
To the right. Very good. Now, if I wanted to check this question, or this answer, this graph here, could I use my favorite check? No, unfortunately not. I can't use 0. So we're going to have to pick something because 0 would be over here on the left-hand side. So I have to pick something over on the right. So what would I pick? Let's pick 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Any of those would work. What am I going to do with that number when I get ready to go? I'm just going to subtract 2, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to subtract 2 and then take it times 9. So I can pick 5. I can do 5 minus 2. That's easy, right? So let's just pick 5. And we're going to plug it into the original equation. 9 times 5 minus 2 is greater than 18. Now, when we're checking them, we don't have to do the distributive property first. Go ahead and do parentheses, do PEMDAS, order of operations. Do the parentheses first, then multiply by 9. So 5 minus 2 is?
7.
3.
3.
Oh.
That's okay. 5 minus 2 is 3. And then I take 9 times 3 and I get? 27. Is 27 greater than 18?
Yep.
That is true, so I'm happy I'm done.
Boom, boom.
All right, if that was not true, I would need to go back in and check to see if I graphed it the correct way. I would need to come back and check to see if I divided by a negative. Did I remember to flip my sign? You would go back and check those things if this answer was not true. All right, questions on this one? Okay, moving on. Here we have another example where we're going to have distributive property and combine like terms before we get started. So 10x just drops down. Now here I have to take this negative 5 and multiply it through. Negative 5 times x is? Negative 5x. Negative 5 times 10?
Negative 50.
Negative 50. You guys notice how I put those negative signs in there? They're kind of the same thing as minus. So then I do my greater than or equal to 200. Now before I can continue, I have to combine like terms. I have a positive 10x and a negative 5x on the same side. If they're on the same side, I just combine them together. Positive 10, negative 5 becomes positive 5x minus 50 greater than or equal to 200. And now I can just solve like we did yesterday. Add 50 to both sides. 5x is greater than or equal to 250. Divide by 5 on both sides. Divide by 5. X is greater than or equal to 50. All right, good. Now, am I done?
No.
I wish. But I'm not, so we got to check it and graph it. So graph it. Put 50 in the middle. What can I put over on the left? I could put 49, right?
Yeah.
But what would be easier maybe? I'm going to put 0 over there. I'm going to put 100 over here. You could do any numbers you want to. I could do 51. I could do 25. I could do 49. Whatever numbers you want to put in there, as long as your number line makes sense. It goes from left to right, it needs to be getting bigger.
We can do 100.
You could do 100. We could check with 100.
Let's do 1,000,000.
What would be a better number to check with?
50.
What am I going to do the first? I'm going to add 10 to it, right?
50. 90.
So what if I did 90?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's pick 90 for my check. So I'm going to pick 90 for my check here. Plug it back in. 10 times 90. Ooh, that's a big number.
100.
Minus 5 times 90 plus 10 has to be greater than or equal to 200. So 10 times 90 is 900. Now, I have to do parentheses first here. 90 plus 10 is 100. 100 times 5 is 500. So 900 minus 500 has to be greater than or equal to 200. What is 900 minus 500? 400 greater than or equal to 200?
Yeah.
That is true, so I'm happy. And I'm done. As long as that answer is good, that's all you got to do. Okay, we're good for the next ones? Oh, man, I hear the groans and moans already, but that's okay. This is where it's going to be important that we do have the recording going on so that you can go back and if you want to redo these word problems over and over again, we can. So here it says you are saving money to buy a video game system. You have saved $30. So you already have $30 no matter what. It's already there. You earn $32 each week babysitting, but you pay $7 each week for piano lessons. For how many weeks must you save your money to have at least $205? So we're going to take the money. I don't like doing it on these little blue boxes, so we're going to flip it over here. We're going to take what we have on our notes, and it says what I already have saved, plus
Babysitting.
my babysitting,
Minus piano lessons.
Minus piano lessons.
minus the piano lessons.
And then a blank line.
Then, yeah, what am I going to do here? I have to save at least how much money? Greater than or equal to how much? What's my total? The total. Okay, so do I know my total?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's my total?
205.
205. Do I know how much I already have saved? Yeah, I have $30 saved. What don't I know?
How much you get for babysitting and
Well, what is my variable going to be? X equals number of weeks. Because I don't know how many weeks I'm going to babysit for. But I'm going to babysit for the same amount because each week that I babysit, I get how much money? $10?
Yeah.
$10 for each week. How would that look? 10 times X minus, how much do I have to pay for my piano lessons?
$7.
$7 a week?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That's very.
Okay, so that's not mean I'm going to make very much each week, am I? Oh, babysitting is 32? Oh, somebody said 10.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, someone said 10.
Someone said 10. Okay, that's okay. We get 30. Well, that's a little better. That makes me a little happier. $32 a week is a little bit better than $10 a week. All right? So now I can solve. I've got my equation set up. I had my what I saved plus my babysitting minus my piano money greater than or equal to $205.
So add the variables.
Right. Combine like terms. Very good. Positive 32, negative 7. Well, I'm just going to leave this 30 over here for now because I still have this $30. Now, positive 32 and negative 7 gives me a positive 25x greater than or equal to 205. And now I just have a regular problem that I can solve. This is a positive 30, so how do I undo it? Subtract 30. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Subtract 30 here. 25x greater than or equal to 175. Divide by 25. Divide by 25. X has to be greater than or equal to 7. Because if it was 8, it'd be 200, right? So 7. So that means I have to work at least 7 weeks until I can have enough money to buy my music player. All right. Could I work more than 7 weeks? Could I work 8 weeks? Yeah, I'll have even more money. Maybe I can. Maybe I can get an iTunes account and buy, download some iTunes. All right, so I have to work at least 7 weeks. Can I work exactly 7? Will I have enough if I worked exactly 7?
Probably.
Yeah. If I worked exactly 7, I'd have exactly enough money to buy it. 10 what? Oh, we're going to check. Oh, good, Matt. Good thing you're paying attention here. All right, so we got to graph it here. 7 goes in the middle. 6 over here. 8 over here. Open circle, closed circle, Dylan. Closed, good. Going to the left or the right, Lauren? That's what I thought. Yep, to the right. Good. All right, now, what number could I use to check it with, Matt? 10. 10 would be an easy number to check with because I know I'm going to be multiplying times 32. I'm going to be multiplying times 7. So if I multiply numbers by 10, that's very easy. So I'm going to check with 10. I'll try to make this page a little bit smaller so you guys can see here. So I'm going to have 30 plus 20, 32. See, you guys got me all messed up there. 32 times 10 minus 7 times 10 has to be greater than or equal to 205. So 32 times 10, 320. 7 times 10 is 70. So greater than or equal to 205. Let's add it up. 30 plus 200 or 320? 350 minus 70 has to be greater than or equal to 205. 350 minus 70 is 280. Thank you. Is greater than, is that bigger than 205?
Yes, it is.
That is true. I am one happy camper. All right. All right, let's do the next word problem. Joey.
At a street fair, each pie sells for $5. The pie ingredients cost $2 per pie. At the booth, rental cost is $250. How many pies must the whatever that thing says sell to earn a profit of at least $500? Whatever.
Vendor, okay.
I just wanna
So we want to know what we have a profit of how much?
500.
500?
Yeah, 500.
So we have to have at least $500 profit. So I'm going to have to figure this out. If I'm going to sell my pies for $5 each, is that a positive thing or a negative thing?
Positive.
Am I adding towards my cost of my, yeah, that's good. So I'd have 5x, that's a positive 5x, because each pie is going to be x, right? I didn't say that earlier, but
You just do 5p.
x, sure, x equals number of pies. If you wanted to do p, you could do p, that's fine. P equals number of pies. So 5x now, if they each cost $2 to make, am I going to add that cost onto my profit, or is that going to be taken away from my profit? That's taken away from my profit. So minus $2 each. Then I have to pay for the rental booth. Is that going to add towards my profit or take away from my profit?
Take away.
It's going to take away. So I have to take away the cost of the rental, and that those numbers have to be greater than or equal to 500. I know I'm running out of time. I only got about a minute and a half. But we can get it done. All right. On the video. The video only lasts 15 minutes, so we're almost done. So now, combine like terms. 5x minus 2x
3x.
gives me 3x minus 250 greater than or equal to 500. Next one, add 250. Add 250.
3x.
3x greater than or equal to 750. Very good. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. X has to be greater than or equal to 250 pies. Okay, that's a lot of pies that you got to sell to make a profit of $500. Okay, so not very much profit there. Now, once you started getting past that 250 point, your profit would start going faster and faster. But we had to pay for that booth rental. So getting to that booth rental, made us get a lot of pies to start with. But then once we get that going, then we can start making more money. All right, 30 seconds left. All right, well, hopefully this works, and we'll give it a shot. So good luck. Here's your homework. I need to.
They just let us hit from the right.
Here's your homework so that you can kind of record that and have time to write it down.
Page 320,
Page 320 through 321.
19, 35, 36, 37. Bye, people. This is Daily Color. Peace out.
All right, guys. Good job.